One quiet day, Mr. Vladimir Putin decided to go out for a gentle walk around his neighborhood, so he left his house and went on his walk. During his gentle walk, he saw his good old pal Billy Mays. Billy Mays started to scream,
"Brand new OxyClean."
Putin decides to buy Mr. Billy's good old OxyClean because he needs his clothes clean and bleach doesn't take out the SpaghettiO stains on his socks. Putin keeps on strolling down to the mall to buy the new bowl for his cat Chumbawamba. Now Chumbawamba is a pretty big for a cat, so she eats a lot of food. It's really hard to feed her. So we feed her good old fatty catty kitty food. It's good for cats like Chumbawamba. Oops, this is turning into a commercial about fat kitties, isn't it? I should probably stop going on about my fat kitty cat. So anyway, Mr. Putin decided to walk back home after his hard day of work. While he was going home, some strangers came over to him and threatened to kill him if he didn't give them $500. Putin refused and used his ninja skills to beat them to a pulp. With his cat-like reflexes, he spanked one's face, beat the other's face in. And for the last guy, you don't want to know about the other guy. Let's just say he got a pretty big spanking, if I do say so myself. If you didn't know, Mr. Putin has extreme ninja skills. Vladimir went back to watch TV. And while he was watching TV, he saw this TV show. It was about a guy who makes a TV show and becomes a millionaire overnight. Mr. Putin decided to give it a try, so he put on his acting voice. He was determined to make money because at the moment Putin wasn't the richest guy in the world, so he needed money. His TV show is Man's is Cold.
Wow! How original!
He started to film and realized that man is not hot but also not cold, so the show was a lie and he had to cancel. Vladimir, with his success gone, realized he was lost in the world. He searched far and wide but couldn't find success. He realized that he has ninja skills and tries in a jiu-jitsu tournament and wins. The winner gains $100.00 and a spicy meatball.
That's a spicy meatball!
He invested all of his winnings into lottery tickets to increase his amount of money. After checking all of them to see if he looked through about 100 and giving up, he threw them all into the air, stomping away furiously and screaming. He decided on something that wasn't very good, but it would earn him money. With his ninja skills, he decided to fake his own death, change his name, move out of the city and become an assassin. So it was decided. He fired a shot in the air and ran as fast as his Putin legs could carry him out of town. After he ran away and nobody was nearby, he kept walking and found his old pal Angelina. She happened to be a makeup artist and could make someone look like a completely different person, so she made him look a lot different than before. He decided to find a place to stay, so he goes to the Adam Motel. Then he found his first criminal. His name was Azagibato. He had killed someone by the name of Vladimir. Odie, who had done nothing wrong, had been murdered with a batarang a few months ago, and the trial was set in a week for Odie's murder, with his brother being the prime suspect. But Vladimir had a feeling it was him and decided to attack. He traveled to the family's address and spoke with them about Odie's brother, Garfield, and how he could have possibly been the murderer of Vladimir. Putin found out where Garfield lived. Then he came across a house full of cats. He smelled something very foul odor. It smelled like rotten potatoes mixed with dog poop. So he decided to investigate. He saw that the windows were boarded up. He kept on walking in the direction of the house. As he kept walking, the smell got worse and worse. When he got to the house, he heard a child and a woman screaming in terror. He barged into the house with extreme force and there is a dead body in the middle of the room. Odie's dead body is laying in the middle of the room. Eyes gouged out and jaw ripped out, his body was bloodied up and he was obviously dead. Putin sees a staircase leading down to a very spooky door. Of course, since this story is taking a dark turn, he walks down and opens the door cause he is a cliché horror character. He opens the door as slow as humanly possible because this is getting dark. So anyway, he opens the door and what does he see? The body of a child and woman hanging. Putin ran up the stairs as fast as his Putin legs could carry him, but he noticed something. There was a finger laying next to Odie's dead body. But Odie had all 10 fingers. He swiftly ran down the stairs to see if the child had the fingers. They had all 10. Putin thought that means there might be another body. The murderer lost a finger in the struggle of killing 3 people. He was thinking of who it could possibly be and then he noticed it was pitch black outside. He looked at his phone to check the time and it was only 2:30 p.m. Shocked, he looked outside again, seeing 2 eyes peering at him through the window. After obviously seeing that Putin saw him, her few eyes vanished away. They vanished without seeing them turn to the side or backing up. They just disappeared like the person teleported. He walked to the door see if they were still there. When he opened it, he felt a jab in his leg, though nothing was there. His leg started bleeding awfully, and in fear of him dying of blood loss, he runs inside to see if there are any towels inside. There is one, but it was already covered in blood. To take the risk of saving his life, he put it on his leg, fearing that the person's blood did not have any diseases. He hobbled out of the house to see if he could seek help, but there were no people around to help, so he hid in a bush and dialed 911. When somebody picked up, he asked if he could get help, and right before he was going to the address, he heard many screams and then a whisper in a deep voice saying,
"You are next."
He told them the address, and when the ambulance and police came, he explained the situation. They took a look in the house and there was nothing to be seen. He looked and there was absolutely nothing in the house. He was in so much shock, like scale of 1 to 10, he was a 97. Let's just say our hero was in shock. He ran down the stairs with his injured leg and looked for the hanging bodies, but they were gone, nowhere to be seen. He soon realized the odor coming from the house made him see things. They took him to the hospital and fixed his leg. They said he caught his leg on a piece of wood sticking out from the house. He was soon free to go, and the paramedics asked his name. He said,
"Vladimir Putin, of course."
They replied with,
"He died a week ago. Are you sure you're not still high off the meds we gave you?"
Vladimir responded with,
"I'm not loopy, I'm the real Vladimir Putin."
They got him to explain everything and he soon was put on trial for identity theft. When he was let out, he went home to see Chumbawamba peacefully waiting for him. He said,
"You're still alive."
Chumbawamba's eyes start to glow red. He thinks Chumba got possessed, but he figures out that it's just the sunlight beaming into Chumbawamba's eyes. But he's still confused as to how Chumbawamba was alive, but his neighbor Betty was feeding him fatty catty kitty food.
The end.